Hello, everyone. My name is Ashley Taylor, and this is the Compassion Club. This is the first episode of the podcast, and I am so excited. I'm so grateful that you are listening, and there is so much we are going to discuss and cover. And I want to first just start off this episode with just an introduction of kind of who I am and why I'm doing this. And we're going to get more into my life story on the second episode, I believe, because I'm not going to throw too much intensity at you at the start. But this has been something I've wanted to do for a long time. And right now I'm in an interesting phase of my life. I went through a pretty hard breakup a little over a year ago, which set me on this self-growth, self-healing journey of learning how to become my best friend and learning how to rewire my negative mental patterns. And it's been a journey, let me tell you, and it's a forever changing journey. It doesn't ever stop, and that's something I'm realizing is there's always going to be ups and downs, and once you feel like you've mastered one thing, then there's another obstacle that comes up. So I've realized I just need to have more compassion for myself. That has been the key element in becoming happier and becoming safer in my own body, is just being more compassionate and being more understanding that I am a human being and that you're a human being and that we're all just trying to figure it out, and none of us have the answers, and we need to let go of being so judgmental of one another and so judgmental of who we are and how perfect we are in society and what level we're at. And we're all just these little beings running around trying our best. And I thought about it. I was like, could you imagine what this world would be like if we were all less judgmental, if we didn't judge each other and we just were accepting and we were supportive? Do you know how many more people would just authentically be themselves and would try new things or would put out a creative project or put themselves out in a new situation if they knew that people weren't going to judge them? Like, I was so scared of the judgment of others for so long and still am at times. Like, it's natural. But it's like, is that really what's going to hold me back from doing the things that I love because I'm scared of what other people think? Like, am I really going to let other people's perception control how I want to live my life? No, I'm letting go of that. And I've learned that I need to let go of the perception of other people affecting my life, because this is your life. Like, you are the one that has to feel everything. You shouldn't be focusing so much on other people, because at the end of the day, you are the one that hears all the thoughts inside your head. You lay down by yourself at the end of the night, and you're going to be with yourself for the rest of your life. So why not make it a fun experience? And why not become your own best friend? Also, I have a bit of like a cold, not even a cold, I guess it's just allergies. The trees are blooming. The flowers look quite beautiful, but they are making my sinuses a little clogged. So I'm sorry if I sound a little sniffly on these first episodes, because I am struggling with allergies. But yeah, let's not get too off track. I want this first episode to just kind of, oh, there's little birds tweeting. I'm currently in nature, in this little cabin-like place. I'm in a bit of a transitional phase, as I said, and I left my life in LA, which I called home, for 5 years, and I realized that maybe the city life isn't for me. I don't know. I was just going through the motions so quickly of just meeting new people, going to fun events, going to shows, just filling up my schedule with so much stimulation. And I realized that I didn't know if I was actually truly happy or if I was just going off of all these other emotions and all of these things around me. And I felt a bit lost. I felt a little disconnected with myself, and I was questioning everything about my life. And I realized that I needed a change of scenery. So I lived in LA for 5 years, and I decided my lease was almost up, and I decided I'm not going to sign another lease. And I also wanted to go to Asia, so it kind of lined up perfectly that I just took my trip to Asia for 2 months right as my lease was over. But it was a huge shift, and it was a lot at once. I moved out all of my stuff. My mom came and helped me, bless her, and she helped me pack up all of my things, and we packed up both of our cars with all my stuff. I sold most of my larger items, and we drove 6 hours back to my hometown in Northern California, which is a place I said I would never move back to, because when I was a teenager, I was the type that was like, I'm moving to LA. I would never live in this like boring suburban town, and I needed to get out. But, it just made sense to move back there as I travel and explore new places. So I went to Asia for 2 months, which I will talk about a bit more in another episode, because I think solo traveling is the best thing ever for self-growth and for connecting with yourself. And I went to Asia for 2 months, which was the most beautiful experience. I truly love it there so much. It really felt like home, honestly. And then I came back and I went straight into visiting friends in LA because I had to go get my dog who was staying there. And that was a lot. It was a lot. And now I'm back with my parents, and I decided to take a little getaway and find a place that feels safe where I can connect with myself and connect with my creativity. And I think that is also something that's very important. We need to find those safe spaces in life when life gets overwhelming, where we can go and we can just decompress and just be alone. Like, alone time is so important, and it's something that used to scare me, and it's something that used to make me honestly uncomfortable. But I realized that it's because I wasn't my own best friend, and I couldn't find that happiness from within. And when you can find the joy and fulfillment and just peace and stillness, I think that is unlocking a new level of happiness. And that is something I still am working on, but I really love my alone time so much more than I used to. And that's just because I've put myself in that situation to become more comfortable with it. And I think that's something we need to do with all sorts of things in life. Is like, most new things are not going to feel comfortable. They're going to feel very uncomfortable, but we need to throw ourselves into it in order to be more comfortable with ourselves. Do the uncomfortable to become comfortable. That is a saying that I have been standing by recently. And that's also why I started this podcast. I wanted to start a podcast for a while, and I used to do social media full time with a past partner, and we were going to start a podcast, but it never really felt right, and it didn't feel like I didn't feel like I was ready, and I felt like I was anxious. I was like, what am I going to talk about? Like, what am I going to say? Like, what if I run out of things to say? What if people don't like it? What if I'm not interesting enough? And I had so many doubts in my head, and it didn't feel right. And I think that was because I really wasn't ready for it. At that time, I needed time to connect with myself and to put my energy into other places. I wasn't ready to put my energy out there for other people yet. And I've realized that it is true. When things are meant for you, they will come and they will be presented to you. And if it's not the right timing, then you don't need to force anything, because that means it's just not meant for you right now. And sometimes you miss an opportunity, but that means that another one is going to come that was meant for you. And I've really been trying to trust in that process and trust that where I am right now is where I'm meant to be. And even if that means that I need a whole day to lay in bed and basically do nothing, and it's like, that's what my body is telling me I need to do. Now, we're not going to say that you can do that all the time. We need to have balance and motivation. We still need to get things done and do things. But I think listening to your body and just being kind and patient with yourself and trusting that, this is where I am, so this is where I'm meant to be. And whatever phase of your life that is, this is where you're meant to be. And as long as you keep moving in the direction that you want to move in, you can get to where you want to be in that next step. But at the time, I was not ready to have a podcast, and I needed to do a lot more self-love and a lot more deep thinking from within in order to be at a place where I can sit here and even have a camera on me, because at that time I had such low self-esteem that I didn't even feel comfortable being in front of a camera, which, as someone who loves to take photos and videos and has grown up doing modeling and dancing, like, I always loved being in the spotlight, to be honest. But as I've matured, I definitely don't like it quite as much. I think I only like it if there's like a purpose behind it. But I was in such a low place about a year ago, and I didn't even want to put my face out there. I didn't think I was worthy to have a platform, and that is just so sad, thinking back to that past version of myself that didn't think she was deserving and didn't think she was beautiful and didn't think she was enough. And it's crazy now that it's only been about a year and I feel like a brand new person. And that just gave me hope in realizing that emotions aren't permanent and they're forever changing. And just because you're going through a really hard time, like, it's not going to last like that forever. You're going to get through it, and you might have to put in some work, and it might not be easy, but you can get through it, and there are going to be brighter days. And I actually got a tattoo recently. Let's see if you can see it. I'm wearing, like, this podcast is going to be a chill space where I just want to be authentically myself, and I don't want to have to feel like I need to be any type of way, because that's how I think we need to live life more. But I'm in my cozy clothes. Even if you're listening, just imagine my fuzzy sock and I'm showing a tattoo. Oh, frick, it's so hard. This is like the worst spot to show a tattoo right now. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Okay. Can you see it? Is it focusing? I don't know if you can see it, but I'm trying my best. Anyways, but I have a tattoo that's the waves of life. So it's like smiley faces, but as a wave, and some are happy, some are sad. And it's so true that the waves of life are real, and you're going to feel sad sometimes, and you're going to feel really happy, and just accepting that all of those times aren't permanent will really help you find inner happiness, because I've also been trying to let go of attaching my happiness to things, because things are never permanent, and then you end up being disappointed and you end up feeling lost. And trying to find happiness from within is a really intense journey, but it is so beautiful, and it makes it so that other people's words and other people's actions don't affect you, because you are grounded in your heart and you know what makes life beautiful for yourself, and you know how to create that on your own without these outside circumstances. And that's something I've really been focusing on a lot too, and that's why I do spend more time alone, because I want to be able to just be happy with the simple life, and we've created so much chaos in this world, and sometimes we just need a second to pause and reflect. And, like, sometimes I feel like the days pass by and I'm like, what did I even do on Wednesday? Like, what did I even do yesterday, like, morning? I don't even remember. And it's like, time is just like flowing so fast, and sometimes we like don't even have time to breathe and just like take a second to really like let everything marinate that has happened. And I think every day, that's why I love to meditate and I love to journal, because it gives me time to just really think about what's been going on in my life and how I'm feeling at that moment, instead of all of a sudden 2 weeks go by and you're like, what even happened, you know? And this first episode is a bit of a tangent, but I don't know, I have so much on my mind, and the next episodes are going to be a bit more structured on specific topics, but I just wanted to give you a glimpse into where I'm at right now. And I'm honestly in this journey too of just trying new things. A big thing for me right now is doing the things that scare me. And I used to have bad anxiety, and especially about what other people were going to think about me and being scared of failure. And I think that's why it took me so long to do this podcast too, because I was like thinking about all the worst scenarios. You know, we build up this whole idea in our mind of false realities that haven't even happened yet, but we're so scared of the fear of these things happening that we don't even start. And I've decided to let go of that and just focus on right now, and knowing that the rest will flow the way it's supposed to. And the podcast was something that did scare me, and I'm like, you know what, I just need to do it because it is something that I feel passionate about, and I'm gonna just be okay with how it goes, you know, and I'm going to just accept that it's going to go the way it's supposed to. And I've had so many different curiosities with new passions and activities, and I've been scared to be a beginner at, because sometimes it feels like, my freaking allergies are so bad. Anyways, sometimes I get scared of being a beginner or not knowing how to do something, or just being around other people that know more than me, and it makes you feel like insecure. But really, everyone that's good at anything started as a beginner. They started by learning and not knowing anything, just like you. And so I realized, I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it. Like, we are all capable of doing anything we really want to if we truly try our hardest and are motivated and are consistent. But we let the fear of failure or the fear of what other people think stop us from even starting. And I have had so many interests that I've just not started yet because it either sounded like too much work or it was scary, mainly because it was scary. And I was like, this year, I am going to focus on me. I am going to give all my energy to myself. I'm going to be a bit selfish because, you know what? I can be selfish. We should all be a bit selfish when it comes to these good things and these things that are going to nurture our soul. And I decided that I'm going to do the things that scare me. I'm going to do the things that I've been thinking about for a long time, because I have so many things I've said I wanted to do for so long, and I just haven't done them yet. And one of them was solo traveling to Asia, and I did that, and it was amazing. And even though it was scary, it all worked out. I survived. Like, there's nothing really that bad that can usually happen with the things that we're scared of. And your survival rate this far, from everything that you have tried, any new experience that you have put yourself out there for, your survival rate has been 100%. So if you're going to do something and the survival rate so far has been 100%, why are you scared? Why are you scared? Because you're going to be fine. You were fine before, and you're going to be fine after this. And traveling alone also made me realize, like, people will help you. Like, there are kind people in this world, and if you don't have to live it alone. Like, there is a community around you of kind people that will help you if you need that help and if you need support. And you will figure things out. Like, you can do hard things. And I'm also studying yoga right now and breath work. And I got my open water diving license. So I did scuba diving for 3 days. And it was amazing. And it was scary because that's something that I had no idea about. I just thought it was really cool, and I was so curious, and I love being in the water, but I had really no idea of any of the logistical elements. And it was a lot of information to understand, but I did it, and it all was fine, and it was amazing, and I had the best time. By trying new things outside of your comfort zone, it really builds the sense of confidence that you can do things. You can do things that you didn't think you could. And it made me, yeah, really just trust in my abilities and understand that just because I don't know how to do this doesn't mean I can't learn. And I think we just need to stop focusing on being like a master at something, just start with the first day, the first steps of learning something, and then just keep growing day by day. And yeah, I'm just taking this year to do the things that scare me, but that I'm curious about doing. And I think we should all do that a bit more. And this podcast is going to be a place where we can discuss some of those things and we can have conversations that just make us think deeper about life and question things. And that's something I've been doing a lot recently, is questioning the things that maybe I've been told for so long, but I just never really thought about that deeply, because from the day we're born, we're just thrown into things that we don't really have a decision to be a part of. You don't even pick your own name. A lot of times you don't pick your family, you don't pick your name, you don't pick your religion a lot of the times, and we're just kind of floating along, and we think that that is the right way to live because other people have told us that it is. But we need to stop and we need to question and think about these things, because we are all different and we all have an individual path that we are supposed to be on. And we need to not get so sidetracked by other people around us. We need to find our course and we need to stay on it. We need to look forward, not too much forward though, actually just look right in front of you. And we need to just make ourselves feel the happiest we can feel, because why else are we here? We don't even know why we're here. So why are we stressing out about such little things that really don't matter, And I am so happy that you are going to be on this journey with me, and we are going to build a friendship together, and and you are going to get a whole nother glimpse into my mind and what is going on up here, because there's a lot going on and I've been needing an outlet to figure out how I can spread it to people. And just, it's starting to rain. It's so nice. But yeah, I just want this to be a place where we can think about new ideas and we can talk openly and not feel like we're going to be judged. I'm going to talk openly. I guess you're not going to be talking as much. You're going to be listening. But I'm going to talk openly. And this is a judgment-free zone, okay? Okay? And when someone's going through things, or when you see someone, it's like you really don't know the full story of their life at all. And we need to choose compassion. We need to choose to see the light in people, because we all are light. We really are. And we've all gone through things, and we all just need a big hug at the end of the day. So you don't have to agree with what I say or completely understand it at times, but I think just hearing one another out and choosing to think a little deeper about what people say and their intention behind it, and choosing to lead life with compassion for yourself and for others. And instead of beating yourself up, just laugh at yourself sometimes and be like, life is silly. I'm silly. Silly little human I am. Instead of being like, you're the worst, you should know how to do this, or you're not good enough, or why would you do that? You're so stupid. We're letting go of that. This is not a space for that. I'm also embracing my childlike energy a lot, and just being silly and free and not needing to be so serious all the time, because there are parts of our life where we need to be serious. And I know we need to make money, we need to live, we need to survive, we need to take care of the people we love. And sometimes that calls for some seriousness. But when it's not a serious topic, let's just be a little bit more carefree. Let's just have a little bit more fun. Let's let loose and let our walls down and just be silly. Just be a little kid again, because this life is magical. It is so magical. You can see beauty in everything, even if it's just a rock or a tree. And we all have beauty within us, and we all just need to let go of this. I feel like there's like this blocked energy where some of us can't just like let's be free, let's be weird, and it'll make this journey so much more fun. I promise. You don't need to be this like Mr. Cool guy. It's not that cool. And once you get older, you start to realize that the things that you were embarrassed about as a kid, like being weird or being smart, that's actually like really cool when you're older. And I think we should embrace it. I think we should just embrace our true self and embrace what feels right to you and not let all these outside sources dictate who we are. Because you know who you are when no one's around. And if you don't, you're gonna figure it out. And I'm here for you. And yeah, let's just wrap this up because I'm rambling and we're gonna get on to the next episode. I have some amazing guests I'm going to have on too that are people that have inspired me and shown compassion throughout their life for themselves and for others, and just having some beautiful conversations with them that will hopefully open up your guys' minds to new ideas too. And I'm really excited for that. And eventually we're going to have some other events and ways to just connect with one another, but please follow the Instagram and DM any topics that you want me to discuss or any questions that you have, because I will do some Q&As as well. And let's just all make our little compassion club together. So subscribe and follow or like on whatever platform you're on if you're listening or watching. I really, really appreciate your support, and I wish I could give you a hug. But this will have to do for now. Thank you so much for listening to my rant of episode 1 of the Compassion Club. I hope that you stick around for the next episode. I know you will love it. And I'm excited to see what we are going to do with this world, because we are going to change it just a little step at a time, you know? Have a beautiful day. Go out there and be your most authentic self. Spread a smile, spread kindness, do something nice for someone, do something nice for yourself. And yeah, just be in your own compassion club. Love you. Bye.